Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, May 18th, 2022 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I have personal responsibility to honor my worth, my gifts, and my values. And coming off this eclipse, I'm feeling the full moon over. I coined that for the term after a full moon. When the energy kind of like calms down and you start to settle into the lessons. So while this lesson will not be pressing so much, it is working us in the background. So staying in tune with what we went through in the eclipse and where we're being called into power, into transformation is going to be very important. That being said, we have some important astro energy today as well. We have Mars and Neptune coming into a conjunction. This means they are working very closely together in tandem in the sign of Pisces. And the moon today in Sagittarius is actually going to be squaring both of them as they move into this conjunction. This energy, it deserves another. This is where we're all being called to do work right now. This is definitely feeding into leaning into our personal values rather than accepting somebody else's morals and values. I have to say, on a personal level, this is why I'm very careful what I talk about in these scopes, that I'm not like, you should believe this, or you should believe this, or even I believe this, because I don't believe my job is that of influencer, right? So popular these days. It's not my work to influence you into a decision. My work is how to help you best utilize these energies in a way that is true to you. So that's the Mimi work. That being said, in our lifetime, whether it's church, whether it's politics, whether it's media, whether it's family, there's tons of energies with agendas. And that's what I'm feeling in this energy. These energies with these beings with agendas in our lives can help shape our beliefs, can help shape what we value, our morals, etc. And this really comes up when we have Sagittarius and Pisces energy. So with the moon in Sagittarius and Mars and Neptune in Pisces into this square, we may feel conflict. We may feel conflict in our beliefs, in how we're going about our beliefs, how we're going about our lives, how we live in faith and whatnot. It's very interesting energy. Mars and Neptune, one of the things I said with Mars moving into Pisces is recognizing we really don't have to fight any more holy wars. Like, who are you trying to convince to believe in the same God, source, universe as you? I personally believe that everybody is in their flow, and while you can teach by your living, teach by living, show who you are, show your path you live. It is not my belief that we're meant to go in and tell people what to believe and who to believe in and which God to trust, etc., that kind of thing. And with Mars and Neptune coming in this collision with the moon squaring moon in Sagittarius, which can represent beliefs, we may come up to places within ourselves where we've been told what to believe, what to value, what's good, what's not good, what you should be doing, how you should be living, any of that stuff. Definitely may feel that. This also can feel so much like frustration. You may find old frustration around beliefs that you've carried. A lot of these beliefs, having grown up Catholic, some of the things that we said in church feel very appalling to my soul. And even I remember as a little girl feeling very appalled by some of those things. Like, I don't think I should say this. I don't think that I should do this. It did not feel right to me. But that's me. Again, this is not me telling you you should feel the same thing, right? And so we may have some of this processing going on. I think a lot of the conflict that goes on in the world still has roots in so-called holy wars, so-called wars around shoulds, wars around people being the same or being different, all of that. And this energy is very fiery. So be aware of that. Even though it's in this water sign, it's fiery because these roots go so deep into so many lifetimes. And so your work is sorting this out and aligning with your values, aligning with your worth, aligning with what is important to you in this, and sorting out these beliefs, these energies that are coming to the surface that no longer work for you. Even if they did, sometimes it's like bless it as a lesson and let that energy pass on through, right? Because there was a time that maybe it did. You know, as the sun is going to be finishing up in Taurus over the next few days, lessons around our values and worth are spiking. There's always this level of personal responsibility when it comes to our values, when it comes to our worth, when it comes to our gifts. Nobody can make you step into your gifts besides you. Nobody can make you really know your worth besides you. No one can tell you what's truly valuable for you except you. So keeping that in mind as we move through this energy. This Mars energy, though, it may have a lot of frustration, so knowing how to move this energy through you is going to be very important. I also have to say, I've gotten so many messages about Mercury shenanigans, and this energy is just going to be spiking through this week as well. So being able to keep your patience through any of these shenanigans and just listen, like, what's the lesson? And sometimes the lesson is, hey, you, it's time for an upgrade, you know? So keeping that in mind, because it feels like it's got some intensity behind it. That being said, there's also some lovely connections. We have the moon and Venus actually starting the day in a trine, supportive, creative, inspirational energies. Watch the Aries. We do have Venus in Aries, moon in Sagittarius. So it's fiery. Anytime there's fiery, there's greater chance of reactivity. And with Mars and Neptune, we may not be super conscious of our reactivity, and our reactivity may be coming from illusions. Watch for who's trying to sway your mind and see what's really true for you. Just keep working your way back to that. Moon and Saturn are also going to be connecting. So your responsibility to your beliefs, your responsibility to your personal vision for your life, for your gifts, for how you are called to be of service on this planet. Being super aware of that. That Mars-Neptune conjunction does not reach a peak till the evening. I would also say just watch out. This is so important. Watch out for acting unconsciously. As much as you can, tap in to yourself as you take action. So, in fact, I even have the trust card in reverse. And while I say trust is super important, right? This isn't the day to just be jumping off cliffs. Like, really check in with yourself before you take any running leaps. Even the completion card in reverse today. The completion card is feeling like some of these things that we are working through are old. These holy wars are old. These things are old, and yet we as the people keep like absorbing these fights and recreating them. And I think it's just time to stop the fighting. Like, why are we fighting one another? Oh, I kept thinking earlier, one of my favorite Rumi verses, out beyond right doing and wrong doing, there is a tree. I will meet you there. That's the energy that we want to like move into more and more. We've got projections coming up, projections of what's right and wrong, projections of other people's beliefs. It makes you want to do this. Got some isolation, and it may be time to isolate just a little bit away from the minutia, away from the noise, away from the media, away from any illusion, and just be with yourself and source, spirit, God, universe, whatever you want to call all that. The great all that, right? And just be like, here I am, guide me. That's my way when we're feeling it. The last card I have is going with the flow. It is also in reverse, and my feeling with this, a lot of times what I feel, Sorry, repeating myself in that. But when it comes to going with the flow in reverse, it's really being aware where we are locked in somebody else's whirlpool instead of making our own flow. It's so easy to get pulled into like the wake of somebody else, right? And so, or something else, or higher agendas. So just keeping your awareness around these energies. So I'm going to leave that here for today. You can book a reading with me if you want to dig into your personal chart. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides this, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values. Namaste.